Oh, shit. Yeah. Banging on him. Come on. Get it. Get it. Get it. Oh. Oh. What's up, Deadly Saints Nation? I didn't see you guys there. Well, I guess we've kind of sort of been strangers in this part of the content for the last couple months. I mean, look, the sun's even managed to bang me up since the last time I was live with a podcast. My eyes probably look a little bit darker. It looks like I got eyeliner on in this light, doesn't it? I know, it's crazy, man. It is. It's crazy. But you know what? We're fine. We're fine. We're good to go. This is obviously something that needs to be addressed. Where did the podcast go? Why is it all of a sudden darker? And yes, your boy still has his long hair. A lot of things and more. Yes, it is dark. It is daylight. I'm trying to use some of that natural light. Gonna go ahead and say what's up to Johnny Gat and what is up to Heresy Road. You guys are in the chat today right now so far. So let's keep it going. Say what's up, folks. Come on. Tell me hi. What's up? Whoosh. All right, I'll take whatever you got, Harris. Take whatever you got. So, yes, I'm not going to really mess with the lighting because it is daylight outside, as you can tell. So we're kind of doing this. We're doing this pretty early, so that's pretty cool. Season 2 for the Deadly Saints podcast. Now, obviously, we're not like weekly or anything like that. Well, we're episodic, but we're not weekly. Sometimes. But where have I been? Well, honestly, I kind of got burnt out after WrestleMania, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to end season 1 there. So there's a lot of things to kind of kick off as we get to it. But first are the ground rules. If you're new to the channel, as sweaty as the sun is making my face, which is why I have the fans running. So if you guys hear fans in the background, I apologize. But the weather here in Virginia is really, really hot. So I am not going to be messing with that because I'm trying to stay as cool as I can for the episode. But anyway, with that out of the way, if you're new to the channel, of course, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And if you're trying to support the channel, you can check us out on Patreon for as low as $1 or PayPal for as low as $1. Or if you want to get yourself some Firestar Hart merchandise and soon to come Deadly Saints podcast merch, hit the Teespring store and the comment in the description box below, which is teespring.com/store/Firestar-Hart. And of course, you can follow your boy on social media, Twitter at Firestar Hart. Your boy's Twitter game has been on point with the retweets and the tweets. So be sure to follow me there and check out the official fan page, Firestar Hart, CRW Universe. I might be changing that soon to just Firestar Hart. I don't know. It depends on how I feel. Depends on, pretty much what I got going. And of course, you can check out our partners below, and including Renegade Gaming. So yeah, there's all your things you need to know to check out. If we do lose any traction during the episode, I will apologize in advance because we've been having a lot of internet difficulty here lately as well. I'm not exactly sure what's playing a role in that, but we'll figure it out, I guess, as time goes on. So here's where we're at. Over the last month or so that I haven't really been documenting WWE programming and focusing on the Twitch side of things, which, by the way, follow me on Twitch for live gameplay. We are almost at affiliate, and I will be streaming this week on Twitch. So I'm going to try to get them days up before the month's up. At least 3 viewers, 3 in the chat, and we golden. Actually, I want 5 in the chat, but I'll hold with 3. Um, we are at a bypass or a war, if you will, since our in between on seasons for the Daily Saints podcast. WWE obviously keeps going. There's no off season, though there probably should be, because or at least a rotation thing, because not only do they have people getting injured, which still pretty much happens, there are still people on the shelf in WWE. Their content for Raw and SmackDown lacks consistency as far as being good or bad. You can really nitpick highlights out of each show that has been going on as far as WWE goes. And Money in the Bank was, for the most part, actually a pretty good show. And then Brock Lesnar. While I actually might give credit, because this seems like it's been the most consistent Brock Lesnar has been in WWE since he's won that briefcase. It might stop next week. I don't know, but maybe he'll be showing up more. He's already shown up more than he was when he was Universal Champion, and he's just holding a briefcase that is now like a boombox. So that's pretty much WWE in a nutshell, man. I've had no need to launch season 2 of the Deadly Saints podcast, because lately you can, with WWE, their content has not really been anything to document or write home about too much. Plus, we got our bigger YouTubers for that, so I took this time to try and boost our gaming channel up. With that in mind, we've had some shots fired, which is why I said war has begun. AEW has just had their first event, their debut event on pay-per-view, called Double or Nothing. The question is not, was the show awesome? It's how awesome it was. And before you get to going, yes, I think I actually might have picked the perfect time, at least for us, to do this review, because now I can give you an immediate fallout from it. Especially with NXT TakeOver 25 coming, I believe, on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. I think, anyway. Don't hold me to it. I don't know. There's about to be so much wrestling going on that I'm probably going to get dizzy from trying to keep up with it all. But Johnny, if you don't mind, let me. Yes. All right. So we gave it an A. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Overall event, we gave it an A. But I will go in line from pre-show to main show what those were. Yeah, look at your boy. He got muscles. Got some big arms, big guns. Those are them heavyweight arms. All right. So, on our pre-show, the buy-in, if you will, we had the 21-man Casino Battle Royale for a future AEW World Title shot. We had guys like Ace Romero, Brandon Cutler, Billy Gunn, Brian Pillman Jr., which I want to see more of in AEW. So Brian Pillman Jr., hit me back. If you want me to interview or anything, I'm down for it. And I will try to be, fluent with my scheduling. We had Dustin Thomas, Glacier. Yeah. Remember that one? The Sub-Zero of professional wrestling, Glacier. Yeah. We had Jimmy Havoc, Sean Spears, or you guys may also know him as Ty Dillinger. We had Joey Janela, Jungle Boy, the son of the late, great Luke Perry. Excuse me. We had Luchasaurus, MJF, a.k.a. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. We had the Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Kennedy, Sunny Kiss, Sunny Days, Tommy Dreamer, Orange Cassidy, and, of course, there were other people in there as well. Your winner overall was Hangman Page, and the match itself was very, very fun. Very, very, very fun. I loved what we got to do. I must have missed during the stream I was watching it on, because I don't know, for streaming the pay-per-view on whatever they were streaming it out on. It was cutting in and out, so it wasn't really too good. I had to actually go back and watch it, which is why I'm doing the review today. I had to actually go back and watch the event online after the show was over to actually fully gather my thoughts on it. But I must have missed where Brian Pillman Jr. got eliminated, because I had no idea. I had no idea where exactly in the mess that he got eliminated at. But it came down to MJF and Hangman Page. MJF actually thought seemingly had eliminated Hangman Page, but no, it was not to be. Hangman hung on, skinned the cat, and flips back in the ring into a wicked clothesline, and then clotheslines MJF over the top rope to win the Battle Royal. That is awesome. That was an awesome Battle Royal. One of the most fun Battle Royals I've seen in a long time. They really know how to do it. Then our last match on the pre-show was Sammy Guevara versus Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian gets a win after a 10-minute match. Pretty good. Gave that a B. And for the Battle Royal, that was like 16 minutes. I actually got to put that in the description box too. I forgot that. Because I try to do match times when I can, and I failed that. But the buy-in Battle Royal was 16 minutes, and Hangman Page won that. And then Kip Sabian, 10 minutes, won against Sammy Guevara. It's a pretty good match. Chris Jackson and his family didn't sing the national anthem, as we bring in the main show. Yes, and we had the Elite welcome us and all that good stuff. The first match on the main card of the night, SoCal Uncensored. Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, and here's truly Scorpio Sky taking on the Strong Hearts, in which consist of Lordy, Seema, T-Hawk, and Lindemann. We gave this match an A as well, and just very, very fun match. 13 minutes and 40 seconds was your clock in there. Then our second match of the night was Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose versus Kylie Ray and Awesome Kong. The winner after 11 minutes 10 seconds was Britt Baker. We gave that a B+. So overall, so far, we're only a couple of matches into AEW's debut show, and they're doing great. Just this pay-per-view, as I was watching it, I was amazed by it. Could not have done any better for a debut show, I don't think, anyway. 9 dislike right now. And AEW, they are serious about bringing quality content. So I am very much excited. They accomplished their mission to me. They got me excited for TNT. Water. Good for you guys. And when it's summertime, you get dry mouth a lot. And, well, water is a good way to keep hydrated, wet and whistle, and all that good stuff. The third match was the Best Friends, which was Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. You guys may be familiar with Trent Beretta. They took on Angelico and Jack Evans. Best Friends won. Another great match. Gave that a B+. And then afterwards, they were attacked by the Super Smash Bros. And they had their own cult with them. That is a pretty good first impression, I think. If you didn't know who they were before, You got an idea now. And while it's only a little bit of an idea, you're gonna find out more about these guys in the coming months. I can almost assure you of that. But of course, with anybody knowing, you gotta kind of build that main event scene first, and then the rest of the show just kind of comes into place naturally if you know what you're doing. And with Cody and the Bucks, I have no doubt in my mind that they know what they're doing. Then Aja Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, and Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida, Ryo, and Ryo Mizunami. And the winners of that match, wow. The winners of that match were, yep. Okay. For a second there, I thought I might have gotten that wrong, but no. According to that, it's actually correct. Our winners are Hikaru Shida, Ryo Mizunami. 13 minutes, 10 seconds, but the match was fantastic. It was absolutely wonderful, man. And this is where my main talking point was going to be for the whole night. The last 3 matches plus the AEW World Championship presentation and a surprise debut. The other matches were definitely fun, and I could have talked a little bit more about SoCal Uncensored and Strong Hearts, but I really want to get into these matches right here because I think these were ones that really and most definitely fired these subtle shots at WWE. So, let me drink the tears of the fans, and we will get into it. The following 3 matches have gotten A+ from me, from the podcast. We got A+. Reading the comment section right here. Yes, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Harris Hero. It is time. It is time to talk about the 3 matches of the night while we were here. One of the biggest reasons why we were here. Cody Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Brother versus brother. My God. Dustin still has it. Pulling out moves that you probably didn't even know he could still pull out. A 50-year-old man is pulling out all the stops. Cody Rhodes taking the shot at Triple H in WWE by destroying the throne. Proceeds to go and have a match of his life with his brother. Blood, sweat, and tears in that match. Dustin bled. And he bled hard. And they brought it all together into this magnificent story. You could just watch it unfold in your very eyes. This match was bloody beautiful. And at the end of it, after so many near falls, Dustin almost pulls it out, but just couldn't quite take one final crossroads from his brother Cody. Cody picks up a win, but he doesn't feel too good about it. It's just like he exits the ring, takes his hand being raised, starts walking, and he stops. Comes back down to the ring. Dustin sees this, backs up into the corner. He's just looking on at this point like, man, you already finished me off. You've already killed me. Just, what now? Cody grabs a mic, summons a mic to him, and proceeds to go. I have my name on a card. for a tag team match against what I feel is the best tag team today, the Young Bucks. And I can have a partner of my choosing. But here's the thing. I don't need a partner. I don't need a friend. And with emotion and tears coming out of his eyes, Cody goes, I need my older brother. And the two men embrace. And honestly, man, I was tear-jerked. I was crying. And everybody, if you were not crying, you have no soul. That was crying. That was emotion. That was storytelling. That is how you do it. That is how you do it. My God, man. My God. Beautiful match. Possibly even my favorite match of the night. And that's hard for me to say because I can never go against an Omega match. I love Omega matches because he consistently puts on good to amazing to classic matches. Kenny Omega's, pretty consistent in the ring, despite, even if he might have had a bit of ring rust on this night. He made up for it as the match went on, and it wasn't bad overall. I still gave it an A plus, where some people might not, I was lenient. I was a bit lenient, I won't lie. Maybe it wasn't necessarily an A plus match like the others were an A plus match, but I was actually entertained by the overall aspect of before and after that match. But I will get to that match soon. Because after the emotion set in, we had the unveiling of the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And who unveiled that belt? The best there is. The best there was, the best there ever will be. And my namesake, to honor the dude. Yes, me being called Firestar Hart is a honorary, I guess you could say, tribute or whatever you want to call it. It pays memento, pretty much, to Bret Hart. Yes, the one and only Bret the Hitman Hart. And I gotta say, man, I hope he's okay because I can admit he felt it almost kind of felt like he might have been a little out of place there while at the event. But to his credit, he actually managed to get through it, without too many hiccups. And he actually addressed his hiccups too, which was kind of a bit comedic on his part. So excellent chops there from Bret Hart. Then he brings out Hangman Adam Page. Then comes MJF. He starts talking trash, and he's just getting the crowd all riled up. They are booing the hell out of this man. We have our great heel. We have our great heel right now, and judging by the crowd reactions, I think it's safe to assume Chris Jericho's probably a heel or tweener, which he may be leaning more towards heel. But the fans aren't really going to boo him that much compared to MJF. MJF actually got the crowd to boo him. And they're not booing him because they hate him as a wrestler or dude. They're booing him because he's actually doing his job well. So he's like a legitimate heel, and he's doing good at it. But out came Jungle Boy, out came Jimmy Havoc, and MJF was like, oh, crap. And they, beat him up, chase him off. And Hangman Page sticks around out there because he turns back to the ring, and Bret Hart unveils the AEW Championship, just raises the belt up high, and he's just showcasing it for all the world to see, just bringing it in, bringing it in, and it was absolutely incredible. The AEW World Championship is a thing of beauty, if you will. On to our tag team match of the night. This is our best tag team match of the night, hands down. Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson versus Penta, L0, and Fenix. The Lucha Brothers for the AAA World Tag Team titles, I believe it was. And my God. These matches were all clocked in at over 20 minutes. Like Cody and Dustin went for almost 23. The Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros went for almost 25. And Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho was 27 minutes flat. So longest match on the card, actually. And the main event too, so I guess it's rightfully so. The last three matches were your longest matches on the card, and that probably goes without saying. But, oh my God. How do you talk about a match that was, it was highlight after highlight after highlight, and there was just so much flying, there's so much going on. Like, it was insane, dude. Like, I was watching this match, and I was on the edge of my seat. There was not a moment where I was just watching. I was just waiting for the next thing to happen. It's like, ooh, 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 ooh. Whew. And there was a moment in there where they had a double sharpshooter spot. That was cool. And a one-handed, I guess that's their Meltzer driver. One-handed driver to end the match. Fenix catches the pin. Matt and Nick Jackson win and retain. But oh man, the match was just fantastic. He had Penta working the arm of Nick Jackson, I believe it might have been Matt. Just wow. And then for your main event, the winner of this match fills in the AEW World Championship match. And I'm assuming that's probably going to take place at All Out. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Alpha versus Omega 2. And you might have been able to predict it, because I have a feeling they were going to go for an even playing field here to get the eventual payoff, for that to be the deciding factor. And now you have these guys on an even playing field, so when you eventually get to that next chapter, the payoff is there, and it's awesome. I mean, what we got to say, Johnny? What we got to say? The show was awesome. Wonderful debut from AEW. The War is on. Well, Johnny Gat and Harris Hero, we'll get to that. And yes, the show was indeed awesome. And if you did not think there was a war, there will be. How could there not be? Is a question that should probably be asked. How could there not be a war? But Kenny Omega and Jericho had they brawled, dude. This match was like, it wasn't just like a classic match that you would have. This was a fight. And Chris Jericho won this fight. With a code breaker, and then he hit him with the Judas effect. So Jericho picks up the win. And as he's going for the thank yous, and he telling, the fans that they should thank him for AEW being a thing. Here comes the man formerly known as Dean Ambrose, the unbound crazy ass son of a bitch, Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley has come to life. My God. You want to talk about making a debut and literally witnessing somebody shedding all that weight off of their shoulders, breaking free, smelling the air. That fresh air. Jon Moxley was taking every bit of that in. And you can see Jericho just like, what the hell? And somebody even made a meme about that where it made it seem like, and who knows, maybe he was doing a playback, but Jericho was like, you still owe me $15,000 for that jacket. Moxley's like, really? And who knows, maybe he really was doing a callback, but that meme is pretty funny. Moxley, bow, kicks Jericho in the gut, drops him with that DDT. I don't know if he's still going to call it Dirty Deeds or if he has to call it something else now. But there you go. Drops him with that DDT. Referee comes in the ring, trying to get Moxley out. Moxley's like, nope. Boom. Drops the ref with another DDT. And then he goes just rah, like he's just letting all of it out, soaking it in. The crowd is going wild. And then he turns his attention to Kenny Omega. And then Kenny Omega fights back. They go to the outside of the ring. End up brawl all the way up the ramp. And end up over on the side of the stage where these poker chips are stacked. They climb up. They manage to climb themselves up to the poker chips. And Kenny Omega ends up getting dropped. That Dirty Deeds right there on the poker chips. And what does Moxley do after that? He takes Kenny Omega, dumps him off the poker chips, and Kenny goes crashing through. And as the show goes off the air, all you hear as Jon Moxley stand up there, arms spread, soaking in the ovation, breathing all of it in. He's just taking it all in. The crowd is chanting, Moxley, Moxley, Moxley. That is how AEW ended their first pay-per-view, their debut show. It was absolutely amazing. The event, 4 hours, took place at the MGM Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, May 25th, 2019. We will forever know that as the day that wrestling went through the paradigm shift. 16,800 were in attendance, and of course the Elite, with another jab at WWE, actually said there were 20,000 in the building. So they did that roundup. They did the roundup. Commentary was Jim Ross, Alex, Marvez, and Excalibur. And of course, the ring announcer was Justin Roberts. So they had not only a solid staff, but just probably one of the best, if not the best, debut show that's from a new uprising wrestling company. So how does WWE answer this on Raw? How does WWE answer this on Raw? Well, If Havoc were able to join the call, he's resting right now. So I told him I would let him. I told him go ahead and rest. Your boy's got this. We will see Havoc surely at some point throughout season 2 of the Deadly Saints podcast. Don't worry about that. Schedule's going to be pretty hectic actually once we pick it back up. So yeah, if we don't have one, then if we don't have an episode 1 week or 2 weeks, don't fret. It's just because business and busyness and all that stuff. So don't crucify us, please. But, my God, Raw last night. They didn't have a good retort for this. In fact, you want to know how your first hour of Raw went last night? It was practically one gigantic segment. Now, here's my honest highlights. What's the match now? Well, we just got done with the Double or Nothing review, and we're actually about to talk about how WWE responded to this. So WWE's response, and I'll give you my highlights of the show. The highlights of Raw for me were, because it made me laugh, Brock Lesnar and his beatboxing Money in the Bank briefcase. R-Truth running, which, by the way, shout out to R-Truth because he actually liked and retweeted me. So, I'm down with that. What is up, Tommy Wrestling 420? Yes. There were two matches of the night. So I can actually add another highlight on my Raw reel. Two matches for me that really did great was Cesaro and Ricochet, and they didn't get bombarded with commercial breaks, so that was a good thing. Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn was another great match for me that night, and of course, I sprinkle in R-Truth running and the Brock Lesnar stuff because, well, one, R-Truth's cool, and two, Brock Lesnar had me laughing, dude. I was laughing at that son of a bitch. But outside of that, there wasn't any proper wrestling on Raw last night until maybe about an hour and a half into the show. We had Shane McMahon do a jobber match where he beats, I'm guessing that's Roman Reigns' cousin. For all we know, WWE could have made that up. Who knows? But this Lance Hawaii dude, Shane McMahon jobs him out. Drew McIntyre beats him up beforehand. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross defeat the Iconics. I don't think the match was terrible, but it wasn't the best match of the night. There was the whole segment on the first hour was pretty much dedicated to the Kofi Kingston Dolph Ziggler stuff after Brock Lesnar left, and then came back just to tease to cash in some more and then not do it. So we have Sami Zayn at the last segment of the night on Raw, and he flat out mentions AEW. You could have asked me about AEW, and then Sami goes, and just like that, Corey Graves actually flicks the script. Now, there weren't even that many jabs at AEW, which surprised me. I thought WWE was going to be all over trying to jab back. But the only things I really heard was the Sami Zayn gig, the AEW chants from the crowd, which was not a WWE thing. That was the crowd chanting for AEW. So that was a shot directly at WWE during their show. But I think Corey Graves had also said at one point during the night, like early on, that I'm sure these superstars are all elite talent. So, I don't know. Make of it what you will. I guess they were told not to really, I guess they were told not to really acknowledge it. And then Sammy goes out there and blatantly acknowledges it. Now, according to what I understand, is Sami Zayn mentioning it was actually supposed to happen. So I guess, but I mean, I don't know. The bottom line is overall, Raw did not trump AEW last night. No, AEW trumped Raw. So it's going to be interesting to see how this week and how the rest of the week goes. And NXT TakeOver 25 is coming. And you know Triple H is planning on having a big answer for Double or Nothing. If anything is going to have WWE competing against it, AEW, it's going to be NXT. Because Triple H knows about storytelling. And that, last night, if it wasn't declared before, sure as hell is now. And as a wrestling fan, we should all rejoice. Because we have WWE versus AEW. Whether it's acknowledged by anybody. This may not be a competition to put another company out of business. This may just be a competition to have the companies become healthy and healthier. AEW, they're off to a healthy start. They are off to a healthy start. But they can keep getting healthier as the months go on, as the years go on. WWE, the main roster, could stand to actually get healthier from this. NXT, while they are good, while they are great right now, they can become greater and healthier from this. This competition may not be what it was almost 20 years ago, 18 years ago, or even so. This isn't WCW versus WWE. Who's to say these companies are going to try to put each other out of business? We can't say that for sure right now. All we can say is that competition is going to be good for wrestling going forward. That's what we need. Because we need these companies to boost up. Provide us with consistent content that is great. As John Moxley said, there's a paradigm shift. We just witnessed that with Double or Nothing. So how do things go from here moving forward? It's going to be very interesting to find out. Anybody in the live chat want to offer some input before we sign off? We got 4 people in the chat, so what we got? Do we got any input from anybody? I would love to hear what you guys have to say. So if anybody has anything to say, go ahead and type it out right now. If not, then we can sign out. Okay. When do you think Kenny Omega will challenge for the AEW title? It may not be this year, honestly, Johnny Gat. If Kenny Omega had won that match, I would have been like, okay, yeah, he's definitely shooing to become first AEW World Champion. But now I think it might actually go to Chris Jericho. They could surprise us and it be Hangman Page, but I think it might actually go to Jericho. Yeah, pretty much. So Kenny Omega will probably challenge for the AEW Championship down the line. Maybe next year. Might be this year even. I don't. Who knows? Who knows? It depends, honestly, on what happens. But I'm almost positive it'll probably happen after AEW goes to their weekly TV shows. That way they'll actually start building that up for Kenny. So in a way, I think it might actually be a genius move that they didn't go right with Kenny being the title holder right off the bat, and try to actually establish it in with everything by having Jericho go after it. But good question, Gat. Good question. Harris Hero, how intense will it get? I'm assuming you're talking about the war, brother. How intense will this get? Well, so far the shot WWE fired back wasn't that intense. But AEW is only going to they're only going to keep bringing the hard hitting shows, the great shows, the awesome shows. They're only going to keep bringing it, dude, and WWE is going to have to bring it. We know NXT is going to definitely do their best to bring it, but the main roster, if they don't start firing off them cannons soon and firing off those shotguns, they're not going to. I don't know. But you talk about the declining viewership all the time in WWE. And as a wrestling fan, it hurts to see that. But there's a lot of factors that plays in. And one of them that I don't even see people bringing up anymore is how cable isn't as prominently perceived as it used to be. People seem to not mention that. You got your cable companies like you got your cable and satellite companies like DirecTV, for instance. They got DirecTV Now. So all you gotta do is pay a membership fee, and you can actually watch DirecTV on their app, on a smart TV, or on your computer, or anything like that. So I'm not sure if that counts towards still watching the cable, or if it's like watching it on demand or anything like that. There's a lot of factors that can play into it. And I think that in the long run, I think AEW will actually do good to get their own streaming service because Cody already understands the pay-per-view buy rates. So I do have a feeling that AEW will have their own subscription service at some point. Do I think it's going to happen this year? No. I think they will continue having pay-per-views take place. Do I think they will eventually have a streaming service that will cut their fans a deal for the pay-per-views? Yes, I do. There's just a lot of factors that you take in right now, and if might I go into video game context for a second here? From what I understand, Ukes, I think, is trying to get back into the gaming business, along with a bunch of other things that are going on. So there's actually quite a bit going on as far as wrestling goes right now, which is just really, really entertaining. So thanks for those two questions, Johnny and Harris. Thank you, guys. And with that, I actually think we're going to be signing off of here. So, Twitch. I'll be streaming on Twitch as soon as I get everything else ready to export over. I'll probably have some gaming content coming over to the channel soon. Again, just depends on how fast I can grind things out. I do got some things I'll be doing around the house this week. So just got to keep an eye out for everything that's coming. And once all that's good and done, we'll be back on the grind. So, until next time, folks. I am Firestar Hart, and well, I think this has been a pretty fun podcast episode. Got to answer a couple of you fans' questions and all that good stuff, so just kind of keeping an eye out here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys later. Say goodnight, folks. Come on, don't be rude. Don't be rude. All right, later, Gat. It's hot. Harris, man, we gonna have to, dudes, we gonna have to have a talk. Anyways, guys, it was fun. We'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm Firestar Hart. Till next time, you know how it is. Goodbye and good night. Subscribe for more. Bang.